Hi everybody, it's Sunday morning and I am getting ready for my day. I have a dog bandana shop and I sell dog bandanas and dog neckwear. I have all these Christmas bows and bandanas, coffee mugs with little dog treats in them and bows. So on Sundays, I am open for walk-in nail trims. So people can come in and get their dog's nails cut and get a bow or a bandana or something cute. I have coffee mugs and I'm just going to do a little video today showing you what I'm making. I am going to make pickle themed bandanas because I went to the Pickle Fest yesterday and I realized that people like pickles. There were people dressed up in pickles. Everybody was wearing a pickle shirt. So I thought, well, maybe people want pickle bandanas for their dogs. So that's what I'm going to make today. I have a Cricut and I'm going to print out Cricut designs for the bandanas. And I will show you how I make them. I'm getting ready to open, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I got some green fabric yesterday from Joann's. Pickle fabric. They didn't have pickle print. So that's pickle color. Sometimes pickles are light and sometimes they're darker. And then I just got, so they're reversible. I got some green plaid. So I think the plaid is probably going to be on the back. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, this is the fabric for my pickle bandanas. And I'm going to put them on my Etsy shop. If anybody wants their dog to have a pickle bandana, you can find them there. Okay, and I got some really cute yellow bows that I'm going to put on the bandanas. I haven't decided. I guess I better decide if I'm going to make slip on or tie on. It seems like more people like to slip on the collar, so I'm going to make those. I just use these. I got these on Etsy. These to trace the bandanas, but for the slip-on ones, I modify them. So like this would be half of the tie-on bandana, and I actually make them a little bit longer too because they're really not long. If you have a dog with long hair, it needs to be longer. So anyway, so I modified them. This is the line here that I use for the slip-on bandanas, and the necks are going to be curved. I think just so I don't waste fabric, I'm going to go ahead and make an extra small, just for an example. I'm just going to fold the side over. I'm going to get the extra small template and I'm going to trace, because this, when I fold it in half, it gives me two sides. I'm going to trace it. This is the line here. You can find bandana templates anywhere. I mean, just Google it. So I don't remember where I got this from. I'm going to take a pen and just trace it. This is just a line I put here. That's where I found that the size comes out best if I cut it right here. So that's going to be either the front or the back. I haven't decided yet, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to cut the other side. And go ahead and trace this. I just have this folded over so that way I get two halves of this shape. Actually, I can go ahead and just cut this. I don't need to write on it. And that's going to give it a nice curved neckline. Because if the neckline is straight, it tends to pop up in the front. So that's what you get. I'm going to sew these two sides together. Okay, so now I have two sides, exactly the same shape. I'm just going to put them together, right sides together. That's the front sides together. Match them up, and I'm just going to put a pin in the middle to hold them together. Okay, I have my iron heated up. I'm just going to, this is where I'm going to be sewing the edges. I'm just going to iron these sides over. I mean, you don't have to, but it makes it a whole lot easier to sew. Press that real quick. Flip it over. Okay, so now I have these two edges folded over, and I'm going to put a seam right down the edge of all four sides. Then I'm going to come back around and sew this edge. I'm going to put on a tag, a name tag, and then I'm going to sew the top. And then I'm going to turn them inside out and iron them again. And I do have gift certificates too, so people can get their furry friends gift certificates, get their nails trimmed and a bandana or a coffee mug. Their furry friends, yes. Well, they're owners, but you know what I'm saying. Cute idea? Okay, let's get started sewing. Come over here to my sewing machine. I had a table, but I had to move everything around, so now I'm left with this dinky little table to sew on, but that's okay. It still does the trick. So we're going to start. We got some black thread. Hold on, there's a customer here. Normally I put a tag on them, but these are going to be for sale on my Etsy shop, and these need a different name than my dog grooming customers, because my dog grooming is hot dogs, and my Etsy is crazy dog lady bandanas. So these are going to be on Etsy, but this is just a sample, so it's not really going to get sold. So I'm not putting a tag on this at all. So I got the sides, these sides right here sewn, and I'm going to go ahead and sew up the rest. Just going to leave the thread attached. I'm just going to turn it around, back stitch, and sew around this curved edge right here. Back stitch again. Part of me wants to apologize for my mess here, but honestly, I'm not going to, because if you have a craft area, I'm sure yours is a mess also, so I'm not going to. You know how it is. Okay, so I'm going to get my little scissors, and I'm going to trim off all the threads. All the threads are still left hanging. I'm going to scissor all these off, put on my glasses. I use chopsticks for turning the fabric inside out. So I'm going to trim off the edges, cut this point right here. Cut off this edge. That way it lays flat after I iron it. Cut off these points here. I'm going to turn it inside out with my chopstick. I take my Dremel and I file the end of the chopstick, because if you try to poke through it, it's gonna poke right through your fabric. So I use the Dremel to make it more blunt, so it's not sharp, but I still have to be careful. If you press too hard, you will go right through your thread and your fabric, your stitch. Now, I have to decide, do I want this to be the front, or do I want this to be the front? If I have this for the front, I'm probably going to have to use white vinyl. But if I use this side, I could actually, I don't know what goes with pickles. I could use yellow maybe? I don't know which side to use. I think I don't know. I don't know. I have to figure it out. But I have to make this more pointed. Just gently push that. Cut off the rest of the threads. There's still some threads left here. Like, this doesn't have to be perfect because this is just a sample. I'm going to take pictures for the Etsy shop. I'm going to spray it with spray starch. I'm pulling tight here. I'm opening it up, pulling it tight. I got my little scissors here. They're super sharp. I'm just going to cut the edge off right here. Check this side. See, there's just a little point right there. I'm going to snip that off. And so it doesn't fray, I'm putting some fray check on it. And just put it on this side here. And that's the bandana. And now I have to go in the house real quick and get my Cricut. I'm going to go ahead and measure this bandana so I can get, I think I'm going to put the vinyl on this side. So I'm going to measure it. I think, see, it's really small. This is an extra small. So anything would probably fit on different sizes, but if you make them too small, it's hard. I'm going to do maybe 2.5 by 2.5, and I'm going to put it right in the center. Okay, so I finally came to a decision. I'm going to use the plaited side, and I'm going to use the white Smart Iron-On glitter. So it's very light, so I got to be careful. I got to make sure that these things show up because I've screwed up a lot of them using the wrong color. I'm going to go ahead. I got to figure out which side to put this down. Hold on. So I have it mirrored. Since there's letters on it and not just a picture, it has to be reversed. So I mirrored it. I'm just going to put this in here and watch it cut. I'm going to cut the end of this, and then I'm going to weed it with my Cricut weeding tool. Going to roll it back up and put it back in the box. All right, now I'm going to weed this. Take my Cricut tool and just peel off the excess vinyl. Make sure that I chose wide letters, a wide font. It's much easier to read than the thin font. How cute is that? I'm a big dill. Get out these middle parts here. Got to get the A hole. There's an A hole. Yeah, that's an A hole. Okay, that is ready. I'm just going to get my iron. I can use an iron. I have a heat press too, but I'm going to use my iron to put this on. I really cannot decide if I should use this side or this side. But I like I said, I like the contrast. I like the dark on the white, so I'm probably going to use this. And if they like the polka dots, they can always turn it over because it's reversible. How cute is that? Oh my God. Seriously? So I'm going to go ahead and just cover this up just to protect the rest of the fabric from the heat. Cover that up. I'm going to rest this on here for a few seconds. Just iron it on. I'm using white glitter vinyl, which I already said. I'm just going to press this. I'm going to make sure that I get the back of it too. Sometimes if you heat the fabric up too long, it will burn. So I'm just putting this scrap fabric in between the iron and the bandana. The big reveal. Wait for it. How cute is that? These are slip over the collar bandanas, and they slip over the dog's collar. This is an extra small, and this is for a dog that is probably between, I don't know, I would say 12 to 18-ish pounds. It all depends on how low they are to the ground because it does hang down. So a dog is up higher, a dog is down lower, it'll drip into the dirt. So it all depends. Like a dachshund, I would go with a smaller size because they're low to the ground, but that is super cute. But I actually did find, I found my tags, and these are iron-on tags. My crazy dog lady tags. I have 4 left. I ordered more. So I'm just going to iron this on. And put it right here. And then I'm going to cover it up with a piece of fabric so it doesn't burn. I'm just going to press that on there. All right. It is ready. There it is. I almost forgot one very important detail. That is the yellow bow that I bought just for these bandanas. I got these at Joann Fabrics. And if you use your 40% off anything that is full price coupon, you get 40% off. These are like $5, so that made them like $2 something. Isn't that pretty? So it's going to go right here, and I'm going to use my E6000. It's heavy duty, super, super strong. Just put this right there. How cute is that? I think I'm probably going to put a little bit of hot glue on it too, just to, as a backup. But look at that. Wouldn't you want that on your dog? I would. Thanks for watching. I might make actually one of these videos every Sunday. Actually, that would be a good idea when I'm over here cutting nails and sewing.